And football players just have their base home as opposed to, so it's like less differentiation versus NASCAR drivers, which is brutal, awful. So I would not want to be their tax accountant.
So who got hammered? Who got hammered the hardest? I mean, are we talking about the big guys like Dale Earnhardt Jr. and everybody?
Their tax accountants get nailed the hardest because they do the most races out of anybody. So whoever does the most races, their taxes suck. Like, hands down, it is not a good way because you have to know the tax codes for all the different states. And so that is not, I'm sure, a happy day. I'm sure they have to start doing it months in advance just so they don't get a big headache.
So don't be a NASCAR driver. It's already an expensive sport. Now it's when you win, it's even more expensive to the IRS.
Well, it's fine being the NASCAR driver. It's just not fine being their tax accountant.
Well, they're gonna pay for all the time they put in. It's not like it's any cheaper.
True, exactly. So I mean, it'll definitely be worth it for them. But what a mess.
Yeah, I hear you. Next story. What do we got next?
All right, we're going to talk about an Orioles fan who was in the front row versus the Yankees, my beloved Yankees, and he pointedly turned his back on A-Rod every time A-Rod came to bat, saying that, he doesn't believe A-Rod, he doesn't respect him, but yet he would never turn his back on the Baltimore Orioles players who have been just as strongly linked to PEDs like Chris Davis, Rafael Palmeiro, Nelson Cruz, and the list goes on and on. Well, he's like, he would never have protested any drug cheat aside from Rodriguez. He says, just him. Winner. This guy sounds awesome.
Yeah,
not even a little.
Not at all, actually. Nice try. That was very good sarcasm right there for everybody listening at home.
There you go. And if you aren't sure what sarcasm sounds like, that's a perfect example.
All right, so we've got lots of tax and a schmuck. Now what's our next story?
Okay, so a team of Bolivia, they protested a league decision by pitting 7 kids against 11 grown men. So they decided to throw this weekend's match after a bit of a beef with the league. And what happened is this university found themselves second in the group with only 2 matches left. And it went on Tuesday would set them up nicely to progress in the knockout round. So they petitioned the league to postpone this weekend's match so they could focus. Well, the league refused, so they rested their first team and made their unhappiness apparent by shooting up these 7 little kids. And the match, of course, was a disaster. So the other team scored 2 easy goals. Could have had more, but 2 minutes after that, one of these children athletes was down on the pitch with some kind of injury. The kid couldn't continue. No subs left on the bench, and the ref had to call the match in the 13th minute, and they were credited with a forfeit.
Oh, no. Oh, forfeit's no fun.
I feel bad for these kids. They stood no chance. They probably were so excited. It makes me sad. I think that would take away a little bit of my happiness with the sport if I was a player.
Yeah, me too. You kind of be a little depressed about that one. There's no question.
Yeah, so I'm sorry, kids. You never stood a chance. And that was mean. That was really mean of them to do that.
It was not very nice. All right, next story. So far, we're kind of depressing today, Rach. Cheer me up here.
Well, all right. Well, you know what we're going to do? Let's see. All right, we'll do something good. So this runner from the University of Oregon, he was winning a race. He was super excited. So he throws up his arms in victory and celebrated too early and lost the race.
No way.
I swear. There's a video of this. He literally throws up his arms. He's so excited. And another racer passed him at the last second.
That's not good. Not good at all. That's embarrassing. That's one of those things you'll never live the day where somebody won't mention that to you. All your buddies are forever, all the teammates, they're never going to let you live that one down.
It's so sad. I feel, well, you know what? But that's his own fault because who does that?
Well,
make sure you know where the finish line is.
You know what this makes me think of? This makes me think of the Mariners-Dodgers game last night where the Mariners had the bases loaded, but then a shot to the first baseman, Adrian Gonzalez. The only play he had was at first, so he gets the out. A run scores. Well, the very next play is a walk, which puts a guy on first, which was unoccupied. And then Robinson Cano, oh, don't you know, was standing on third. He thought he was going to score, so he starts walking home like he's just going to run in. And of course, they throw him out at third base once he realized that it was not to be. He was not to score there. There was no reason for him to go. And I asked myself the question last night as I was watching that play. After I was like, what is he doing? And you lose track of things sometimes. It does happen. But what the hell is the third base coach for? The third base coach, I'm watching him on television, and he's not yelling, get back, get back. He's just standing there watching Cano get thrown out. And I'm like, he's getting paid a lot of money to do nothing right here. And that kind of reminded me of the same situation.
Well, yeah, exactly. That's the definition of a hashtag fail.
Yeah, epic fail.
Epic fail. So, all right, so we've got a couple stories left before we go to Buzz Time Trivia for the week, a little baseball trivia as it is spring. Spring has sprung. All right, so a Cardinals fan gets a picture of Busch Stadium painted on his chest. Actually, a really cool picture, and this guy's a hairy dude, because who else would do it but a big hairy dude, of course. And this thing is like full color and massive, literally takes up his entire chest. But it was kind of cool. And, of course, he's sitting in the first row. Mm-hmm. So you get a great shot of it, and they kept going back to him on TV. Like, they could not get enough.
I mean, to get a tattoo of your favorite team, to me, just is not. It's never been in my mindset. To get a giant one on your chest, to get on TV with, I mean, do other fans appreciate that, or do they just think the guy's an absolute doofus?
They actually weren't saying it's probably one of the least annoying things a Cardinals fan has ever done. So you know what? if that's the extent of it, I think we can let this go. I give him an A for effort, but I mean, there's a lot worse things he could have done. I mean, look at the Orioles fan turning his back. I think that's way worse.
Yeah, you're right. We're getting hit up on the text line saying, what about Kalen Clay, when he was not in the end zone and dropped the ball? Obviously, that was an epic fail, too. So I think everybody's searching their mind for just mistakes in sports. They happen more times than you actually think they probably should, especially at the professional or the collegiate level. But at the end of the day, Kalen Clay had the right attitude on that one. Robbie Cano, I didn't hear his postgame on what he said, and I have no idea what this kid at Oregon had to say. But I know that was my favorite story of the day, Rach.
Thank you. And we've got one more before Buzz Time Trivia. So we're going to talk about the Yankees. They're still pretending Alex Rodriguez's milestone isn't a milestone. So clearly the Yankees are still irritated with Rodriguez, and they do a press sheet pretty much that shows what everybody's milestones are, and they get a bonus. It's a milestone bonus, including payouts of $6 million for each player that Rodriguez passed in the home run list. But the Yankees are reportedly willing to go to arbitration where they will argue that the contract stipulates that if they don't call it a milestone because they can't market it, that they don't have to pay.
Yeah, they shouldn't have to pay. I agree with the Yankees on this one.
No, I agree with that too, but it's still, this is, I have a feeling, going to go into a fight. I mean, obviously they don't want Rodriguez anyway. Nobody really wants.
You know what, though? He hit a couple home runs the last couple of games, and the fans were cheering him, especially when he plays good.
Player. I'm saying everybody's a fair weather friend with Rodriguez.
But he's also overpaid, and if you know, but at the end of the day, Yankees did sign that contract. Will they find a wiggle room out of it? I guess that's up to, you're probably right, the arbitrator, who, if has any common sense at all, will probably say, all right, this is a milestone that you can't reach because you cheated, and now your home runs have an asterisk by them. So this is not going to be paid by the New York Yankees. And I would be fine with that. Now, if the arbitrator rules the other way, I'd be fine with that too. Let somebody else make that call, and the fans will take one side or the other, and that's fine. There's no right or wrong, but I see where the Yankees are coming from, and I certainly know A-Rod is not going to back down off this and not get his money.
A-Rod doesn't back down off anything. He opens up his mouth even when he sure as heck should not.
That is the Buzz with the Queen Bee. Going to take a quick break. When we come back, we're going to bring you a little Buzz Time trivia. Is ready. The Queen Bee is ready, and our first contestant ready as well. Are you ready? Here we go. First question. 3, 2, 1, fight.
All right. What 1929 feat did Lee Richmond perform in a Major League Baseball first? Now, are we going to do multiple choice today, Devin, or are we just going to go straight shot?
That's your.
What kind of prizes?
I'll leave it up to you today.
Well, what kind of multiple choice. Of course. I'm going to leave it up to Devin.
What was the question again?
What 1929 feat did Lee Richmond perform in a Major League Baseball first?
If you're pre-1950 on any question today, yes, go multiple choice.
Fine. All right, here we go. had an unassisted triple play, pitched a perfect game, hit a grand slam, or stole home?
You got an answer?
No,
it's me. Oh, sorry.
Pitched a perfect game, hit a grand slam, or stole home. 1929.
Or had an unassisted triple play. Don't forget about that one.
I'll do an unassisted triple play.
No, he pitched a perfect game. I totally messed with you on that one.
Oh, yeah, you threw that one back in. That was dirty, Rach. That was not fair.
Wait a minute. You left one out. I said it. You didn't. End of story.
I don't think he was ready for the question. I don't think he had to take a guess there. That's
called it in. It's totally fair.
Yeah, but we made him hold for a minute. 673-9398. 673-9398. We've got some gift certificates. We've got golf. We've got all kinds of prizes. And let's go back to the phone lines. Our next contestant, what's your name?
Bill.
Gerald, here's your question.
What is the oldest active ballpark in Major League Baseball? Fenway Park, Wrigley Field, Kauffman Stadium, or Camden Yards?
What's your answer?
Camden Yards.
Camden Yards is...
Incorrect. It is Fenway.
I was thinking Wrigley, but Fenway. Fenway is the oldest active ballpark. Well, Camden Yards, haven't they redone that? That's not even the name of the...
Yeah, it's not anymore. That's
and
why.
Kauffman's been redone in Kansas City, so really you were between Wrigley and Fenway. Yeah. We got time for one more contestant, a little buzz time trivia. It's the buzz with the Queen Bee. We got to get one winner here today. 673.
Come on.
All right, we
got
got
to. Let me win.
Don't make Rachel get all big-headed and go home 0 for 3. All right, what's your name?
AJ.
AJ, here's your question.
All right, this is post-1950, so no multiple choice. What player was accused of using too much pine tar in his bat on July 24th, 83, causing a game-winning home run to be nullified?
I know.
I know you know.
I do not know.
We were just talking about the stadium. One of the stadiums. He played for one of those teams. I'll give you a clue.
We'll go Sammy Sosa. I have no idea.
It's a good guess, but not in 1983. I'm guessing it's out in Kansas City. Was it George Brett, Rachel?
Yes, it was.
Okay, yeah. I'm 1 for 1 today. Rachel, that's all the time we got. We'll talk to you again next Thursday. Thanks for everything. It's been the Buzz with the Queen Bee on 106.1 ESPN here, Sports Center.
And in counseling, but he'll be eligible to participate in